The second quarter 2025 Absa Manufacturing Survey revealing that company confidence has declined marginally to 33 points. That's from the 34 points recorded in the first quarter of this year. These outcomes have been attributed to the local industry facing depressed product demand, increased electricity bills and water supply disruptions. That's as domestic sales fell by 22 points while export sales dropped by 32 points and new local orders having decreased by 25 points, as well as new export orders shedding 35 points. Transport confidence also fell to 3 points from the 27 reported in the first quarter. That's due to concerns about U.S. tariffs as well as uncertainty over multinational production operations in South Africa. In contrast, the furniture, metals and glass subsectors had some confidence gains. Absa manufacturing specialist Sachin Chanderdhev discusses this with us. Thank you so much for your time, Sachin. Let's first establish the current state of the domestic manufacturing sector. What is this reading telling us in practicality? Good afternoon, Sachin.
Good afternoon, Tumisang. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you so much. Let's unpack this reading. What is it saying about the state of the domestic manufacturing sector?
Look, Tumisang, I think I must be open and good evening or good afternoon to all of your viewers as well. So I think from a manufacturing survey perspective, I'll be lying to you if I tell you that everything is roses. We are currently in quite a challenging business environment at the moment. I think what's happened in terms of the results, the confidence has declined by 1 point from the first quarter to 33 points. And in the quarter before, we went down, by 2 points as well. So essentially, we are seeing some challenges in our operating environment.
What does this mean for jobs in a sector that historically absorbed general workers in a country such as South Africa that is still battling high unemployment as well as skills development?
So you look, you rightly said, from a sector perspective, the manufacturing sector does contribute a significant amount of job creation in the country. What happens here is, once there's declining demand, and that's essentially what's one of the key drivers through these results. It means that sometimes production lines need to be cut back. So we also see that in the results as well, that production has been declining. So it means that you're going to be under pressure. So what happens in manufacturing is that you tend to keep idle. Instead of having your machinery idle, you want to keep going and producing throughout the cycle, so until it turns.
Major concerns in that regard, and also to what magnitude does the sector's performance then impact the overall economic growth, which we have noticed has been quite slow?
Yes, so I think if you look at the last couple of reads, the manufacturing sector declined 2 quarters in a row, and that has been a major drag. It has been well publicized in terms of the overall GDP. I think we have a significant impact. So the manufacturing sector, as you know it from a GDP in contribution to the broader GDP, is about 13%, and that's quite significant. So if the sector is not growing, then there's a knock-on effect on the overall economy.
Absolutely. As a parting shot then, based on the local and global economic dynamics that are seemingly worsening, Sachin, what's the near-term outlook for the remainder of 2025?
Look, I think there's a few there are a few nice and positive developments that have come up, right? I think you may have watched the developments. I think the slowing of inflation, stronger rand, lower oil prices, all of which created a room for a 25% basis cut, interest rate cut. So I think that's hopefully that'll translate into some sort of consumer relief, resulting in a bit of demand increase, because that's been a major kind of Achilles heel, specifically in the last 2 quarters. What we also see in the results is that the indicated tracking investment, longer term investment in the sector has increased by 3 points, and that's positive, because it means that there is despite the uncertainty, despite the challenges in the operating environment, there is an intention to continue to invest in it. So that bodes well, and the investment is looking more around how do you build resilience into your operation, how do you build more cost efficiency and become competitive, because the cycle will turn, it will turn, and we need to be able to be ready for that.
Much needed relief is what we all look forward to, and that optimism. Thank you so much for your contribution. Absa's manufacturing specialist, Sachin Chanderdhev, talking us through the latest industry survey, which highlights persistent uncertainty amid domestic and global pressures in manufacturing.